Hey there, Internet Explorers. Ever get that feeling there's more to the web than meets the eye? Like there's this whole other world hiding beneath the surface? Well, you're not wrong. It's called the deep web. And trust me, it's way more interesting than your aunt's cat videos. Think of it like the internet's basement. It's full of dusty old boxes, forgotten treasures, and maybe even a few creepy crawlies. But hey, who doesn't love a good mystery? So buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the deep web. We'll debunk some myths, uncover some secrets, and maybe even find some cat videos your aunt hasn't seen yet. Ready to explore the unknown? Let's go! Okay, first things first, what exactly is the deep web? It's not some secret club for hackers, although they do hang out there. Basically, it's all the stuff on the internet that your regular search engines like Google can't find. Think of it like this. Google is like a fisherman casting a net. It catches all the big fish, the popular websites we visit every day. But there are millions of fish deep down in the ocean, hidden from view. That's the deep web. Now, before you freak out, it's not all shady deals and illegal activities down there. A lot of it is pretty mundane. Think online banking, private emails, cloud storage, all the stuff you need a password for. It's hidden for a reason, to protect your privacy and keep your data safe. So the deep web isn't inherently good or bad. It's just a different part of the internet with its own rules and its own secrets waiting to be uncovered. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the dark corner of the internet, the dark web. This is where things get a little dicey. The dark web is a small part of the deep web, but it's where all the illegal stuff happens. Think drug marketplaces, stolen data, and other things you wouldn't want your grandma to stumble upon. It's important to remember that the deep web and the dark web are not the same thing. It's like comparing your grandma's fruitcake, deep web, to a batch of moonshine brewed in a bathtub, dark web. Both might be hidden in the basement, but only one will land you in trouble. So, while the deep web is vast and mostly harmless, the dark web is a different beast altogether. It's a dangerous place, and it's best to admire it from a distance, like a particularly nasty spider. Now, you might be wondering, how do you even get to the deep web? Is there a secret password? A hidden button on Google? Do I need a trench coat and a fedora? Well, the answer is simpler than you might think. You don't need to be a tech whiz to access the deep web. Remember all those sites that require a login? That's the deep web. Your online banking portal, your private email account, even that exclusive cat video forum your aunt won't tell you about, they're all part of it. But if you're looking for something a little more off the beaten path, you'll need a special browser called Tor. It's like your regular browser, but with an invisibility cloak. It bounces your connection all over the world, making it nearly impossible to track your activity. So, accessing the deep web isn't about hacking into the matrix. It's about knowing where to look and having the right tools for the job. Section 5. A lawless frontier, the absence of regulation in the deep web. Here's the thing about the deep web. It's the Wild West of the internet. There are no sheriffs, no laws, and definitely no customer service hotlines. This lack of regulation is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it allows for freedom and anonymity, which can be crucial for whistleblowers, activists, and people living under oppressive regimes. But on the other hand, it also makes the deep web a haven for criminal activity. Without rules or consequences, it's easy for bad actors to operate with impunity. And let's be real, where there's easy money to be made illegally, there will always be someone willing to break the rules. So, while the lack of regulation on the deep web has its upsides, it also creates a breeding ground for illegal activities. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. Section 6. A digital bazaar. Exploring the marketplaces and forums of the deep web. Now for the part you've all been waiting for, the deep web's underbelly. Think of it like a digital flea market, but instead of dusty old furniture and questionable antiques, you have everything from stolen credit card numbers to counterfeit passports. This is where the infamous Silk Road operated, a marketplace for buying and selling illegal goods until it was shut down by the FBI. But the deep web isn't just about illegal marketplaces. It's also a haven for free speech and anonymity. There are forums and chat rooms where people can express themselves freely without fear of censorship or persecution. This can be particularly important for people living in countries with strict internet censorship. So while the deep web's marketplaces might be full of shady characters and illegal goods, its forums offer a platform for free expression and anonymity, showcasing the duality of this hidden world. Believe it or not, the deep web isn't all doom and gloom. It's also home to some surprisingly wholesome content. For example, did you know there are entire communities dedicated to preserving old websites? It's like a digital museum for the early days of the internet, where you can relive the glory days of flashing GIFs and dial-up modems. And it's not just about nostalgia. The deep web also hosts a wealth of information and resources that are difficult or impossible to find on the surface web. There are academic databases, scientific journals, and even leaked documents that shed light on government corruption and corporate wrongdoing. So while the deep web might seem like a scary place, it's also a treasure trove of hidden gems waiting for the curious and the adventurous to discover them. One of the biggest draws of the deep web is anonymity. It's like wearing a digital mask. No one knows who you are, where you're from, or what you had for breakfast. This can be incredibly liberating, especially in an age where our every move is tracked and analysed. But anonymity is a double-edged sword. While it can protect the innocent, it can also shield the guilty. It's important to remember that just because someone is anonymous, it doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. So, while anonymity can be a powerful tool for good, it's important to use it responsibly and be aware of its potential downsides. The deep web in all its messy glory is ultimately a reflection of ourselves. It has its good sides and its bad sides, its heroes and its villains. It's a place where freedom and anonymity can thrive, but also where criminal activity can flourish. It's easy to dismiss the deep web as a scary, dangerous place. But the truth is, it's far more nuanced than that. It's a complex ecosystem full of contradictions and complexities, much like the world we live in. So the next time you hear about the deep web, remember that it's not just a den of iniquity, it's a microcosm of society, reflecting both the best and worst of humanity. Well, folks, there you have it. A glimpse into the hidden world of the deep web. It's a strange and fascinating place full of surprises around every corner. What are your thoughts on the deep web? Have you ever ventured into its depths? Share your stories, thoughts, and maybe even some cat videos in the comments below. And remember, stay curious, stay safe, and always double-check the URL before you click on anything. You never know what you might find down there.